What's up guys? We're here in Cairns, Australia, and in this video, we're gonna show you our top things to do in the area. So hope you enjoy it. The city of Cairns is located on the northeast coast of Queensland. It's nestled on a narrow coastal strip between the Great Dividing Range and the Coral Sea. This unique position is highlighted by the fact that it's the only place on Earth where two World Heritage Areas exist side by side. The Great Barrier Reef and the Wet Tropics blend into each other, making this area a premier destination for both marine exploration and rainforest adventures. In this video, we'll share our top things to do in and around Cairns, which are perfect for a first-time visit. At the end, we'll also share a few travel tips. Now let's dive in. We are Zach and Ina. We make helpful videos about destinations around the world so you can easily plan your own adventures. Located along the city's waterfront, the Esplanade Lagoon is a big man-made saltwater swimming pool. Cairns itself doesn't have a traditional tourist beach, since the waterfront is lined with mangroves and tidal mudflats, so this is the only swimming option in the center. The atmosphere is relaxed and social, with locals and tourists enjoying the sandy edges and grassy areas. It's free to use and is open year-round. There are also a handful of cafes and shops surrounding the lagoon. Situated almost directly behind the lagoon is the Cairns Night Market. This covered market is open every night of the year, typically from 4:30 to 11 p.m. You can find a wide array of goods here, from local souvenirs to handcrafted jewelry, clothing, and Aboriginal art. There's also massage services available, which is a nice option after a snorkel or dive session in the surrounding waters. Additionally, you can find a food court with a diverse range of international cuisines, offering a great spot to grab an affordable dinner. Along the waterfront in the city, you'll find a 2.5 kilometer or 1.5 mile stretch of parklands, known as the Cairns Esplanade. This area serves as the social and recreational hub. The best way to experience it is by taking a scenic walk or bike ride along the path all the way to the Marlin Marina. But you'll also find a diverse range of excellent cafes and restaurants in this area. The evenings are particularly cozy, as many of the restaurants have outdoor seating. The Cairns Botanic Gardens are located in the suburb of Edge Hill, just a short drive or bus from the city centre. Renowned for having one of the best exhibitions of tropical plants in Australia, the gardens are a lush, living museum that showcase the diverse flora of the wet tropics and beyond. Inside its boundaries, you'll find a variety of themed areas, such as the Rainforest Boardwalk, the Gondwanan Heritage Garden, and some picturesque lakes. For us, the highlight was the Watkins Monroe Martin Conservatory, home to the garden's most valuable and tender plants. Entry to the gardens is free, and this is a great option if you don't have time to go all the way to the Daintree Rainforest, which we'll talk about later in the video. To experience picturesque sandy beaches, a trip north from Cairns is essential. The city's northern beaches are located between 15 minutes to an hour's drive away. Palm Cove is a popular choice and is close to the city. This idyllic seaside village is known for its relaxed atmosphere, a great swimming beach, and a strip of charming shops and restaurants. For a more rugged experience, Ellis Beach is a stunning and tranquil option. We had our lunch here with nobody else around and enjoyed the shade of some overhanging palm trees. About 40 kilometers or 25 miles further north, The famous 4-Mile Beach in Port Douglas is another sought-after spot. You can relax on its shores or do a 10-minute hike to a great viewpoint overlooking the beach. The town of Port Douglas itself also has many nice shops and places to cool off on a hot day. A scenic 1 hour and 20-minute drive from Cairns is Mossman Gorge, which is part of the Daintree National Park. This gorge is renowned for its crystal-clear river, which flows over ancient granite boulders within a lush rainforest. Access to the gorge is by a 45-minute walk or a short shuttle bus from the Cultural Center, which runs about every 15 minutes from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The area holds deep cultural significance for the traditional Aboriginal owners of the land. The best way to experience its magic is on a guided 1.5-hour Dreamtime walk. On this short trek, a local guide shares stories of their history, performs a welcome smoking ceremony, demonstrates traditional plant uses, and explains how body painting is used in their culture.
These here patterns, right, not just for the arms, all over the body, especially if we're going out hunting with this here clay. Right? But if we're doing other things like dancing, singing, and this is where we mix the other colors in. Right, so a bit of charcoal from the fire, and we got some ochres. It's a way of how we represent who we are and the totems that we have been given.
For a truly epic day trip, head to the Atherton Tablelands. This lush plateau is located to the southwest of Cairns. Here, you can find a variety of natural attractions, from cascading waterfalls to spectacular national parks and glistening lakes. We recommend driving the Waterfall circuit, a long drive of about 220 kilometers or 137 miles, which requires at least 4 hours of total driving time. Begin with a quick stop at Lake Barine for a tea house visit. Then, drive to the heart of the circuit to see the 3 famous waterfalls. Each can be reached by a short but muddy walk from their respective parking lots. As the day starts to wind down, visit the quaint town of Yungaburra. Arriving a few hours before sunset gives you the best chance to spot unique wildlife along the nearby Peterson Creek.
We just spotted a platypus right in front of us.
We did this route as a detour from Mission Beach on our way to Cairns. It's a great one-way option if you're coming from the south. As the world's largest coral reef system, the Great Barrier Reef stretches for over 2,300 kilometers or 1,430 miles. Cairns is often considered the gateway to the reef, since the outer section can be reached by a fairly short boat trip. Many snorkel tours and dive adventures depart daily from Marlin Marina, with both half-day and full-day options. We chose a half-day snorkel tour, which took us on a 1-hour speedboat journey to the outer reefs. While the outer section was definitely a bucket list item for us, we found the experience quite rough. This was due to strong winds, high waves, and heavy currents. In retrospect, a snorkeling tour to a protected bay on a nearby island such as Green Island or Fitzroy Island would probably have been more enjoyable for the day. These usually offer a calmer, more sheltered environment. Located about 2 hours north from Cairns, the Daintree is the world's oldest continually surviving rainforest. A visit here often begins with a 1-hour tour on the Daintree River. For us, this was a definite highlight of our trip, as we saw lots of wild crocodiles while learning interesting facts from the guide on board. After the tour, we crossed the river via the car ferry, which brought us into the heart of the forest. Here, we explored various boardwalks and saw the famous Cape Tribulation. Unfortunately, the water was very murky during our visit due to recent storms. But if you catch it on a good day, it could be stunning shades of blue here. All of the stops are easily accessible with your own vehicle as the roads are paved. And while a day trip from Cairns is possible, we highly recommend staying a night inside the park. This will allow time to fully immerse yourself in the rainforest's unique sights and sounds. You can find a separate video about the Daintree Rainforest on our channel as well, highlighting everything you need to know about this special place. Kuranda is a village nestled in the rainforest, just a short distance northwest of Cairns. Getting here is an experience in itself, as you can opt for a ride on the Skyrail as well as a historic train trip instead of driving a car. We chose a combination of both, beginning with the Skyrail Rainforest Cableway. This silent 7.5 kilometer or 4.7 mile journey will take you over the Wet Tropics Rainforest, offering amazing views. It takes about 1.5 hours, including stops at 2 different stations for short walks and viewpoints. Upon arriving in the town, we had a few hours to explore its eclectic mix of shops and markets. The Rainforest Market was our favorite, with its unique setting and laid-back vibe. For the return trip, we boarded the famous Kuranda Scenic Railway. This historic train journey took us through tunnels and across bridges, passing beautiful waterfalls. In fact, it even made a stop at the majestic Barren Falls Lookout. We concluded our day at Freshwater Railway Station before catching a bus back to Cairns. We booked this as a self-guided tour package, which included all the different transportation fees. Now, we'll go over our travel tips for Cairns. First, the best time to visit Cairns is during the dry season from May to October. This period offers pleasant temperatures, low humidity, and minimal rain. However, keep in mind that this also tends to be the windiest time of the year. This can impact some activities like boat trips to the outer Great Barrier Reefs. We visited at the end of June and had quite unpredictable weather, with a mix of rain, clouds, wind, and sunshine. There was still a lot of runoff from the rivers as well, which gave the water a murky, brown appearance. Stay safe in the water by being aware of marine stingers and saltwater crocodiles. During stinger season from November to May, always wear a full-body stinger suit and swim only in designated net enclosures at patrolled beaches. For crocodiles, be croc-wise. This means avoid swimming in estuaries, river mouths, and murky water, and always obey warning signs. The beaches north of Port Douglas and around Cape Tribulation have a higher crocodile risk, and it's best to avoid swimming here. For all ocean swimming, the safest option is to stay between the red and yellow flags at patrolled beaches. Getting around Cairns is tricky, as many of the main attractions are outside the city center. While the city itself is quite walkable and has a public bus system, a rental car is often the best option. A car gives you the freedom and flexibility to explore the Daintree Rainforest, the Atherton Tablelands, and the beautiful northern beaches at your own pace. If you're primarily staying in the city and relying on organized tours, the bus or rideshare services like Uber are a perfectly viable alternative. We visited Cairns as part of our 3.5-week Queensland road trip, which started in Brisbane. We have a separate video about this entire journey on our channel, in case you're interested in doing a similar trip. And make sure to check out the description below the video for important links to the activities that we mentioned. We'll catch you on the next adventure.